They're ready. So we got a bag garbage disposable. We got a disposal. We got to yank that out. And we got to redo the drain. Because the drain is no good too. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and replace all this stuff. You can see it's already rotted out for the most part. Yeah, that's just a bunch of old school copper. I never did really like much ever using those chrome plated P-traps. I always thought they were junk. They're real because they're paper thin, you know. So it is what it is, man. We'll get in there and yank this thing out and cut the drain out of the wall and go from there. So we got an old doorknob that completely fell apart inside the door. So we're gonna put a new doorknob in our chair. And we're gonna give this one a shot. Normally I use my big 20 volt on this. But we'll give this a shot and see how it works. Second gear, because the hole's too small. Just ream it out a little bit. You gotta be careful with it. Don't get your hand in there. I'm gonna start it up. There we go. Just a little reaming. Because you take the doorknob, the last part of, take it apart, and this little sleeve goes on there, so. Ooh. Mess that up. That'll work, see? See how it's stuck? I'll show you what not to do. Should be just fine. So yeah, that worked out pretty good. That head, pop off. Pop off, right? Pop off the quick neck. We're good. It's a bedroom, so you have to have a lock on it. Lock or knob. Where's up with that? There it is. It's in there crooked. Gotta replace that part too. It's old school, man. Old school. We have to dig it out. Look, there's tape on there. Looks like it done. Hit it with another screw, we're good to go. I don't like that at all. So I've had this little shop back for a while now. It looks a little drywall dust in there, but man, that little, it comes with attachments actually, a little squirrely hose, but man, that little guy works really good. I have a 12 volt Milwaukee, and I'll give that to the first person that says give it to me. That's a joke, man. I'm not shipping that thing anywhere. It costs too much money. Anyways, let's go to lunch. Okay. Pick me up a sprayer. I was going to get the big one. It just stands up. It stands up higher, and the reason why is because it's got a hook in the front, and you can catch a 5-gallon bucket on there. I apologize for the flicker. There's nothing I can do about it. It's these bulbs. I've changed the settings on the camera, the whole 9 yards. It doesn't do any good. It's just these freaking bulbs. So apologize for that right off the bat. Anyways. Picked up a Graco. This was a small one. It's $260 versus $400. You know, this is my money, and I don't do anything cheap, but I didn't want to go to the expense of $400 plus for a sprayer that I'll maybe do 2 apartments a month. The reason why I'm doing this is because you can't really spray the walls. But then you got back roll, right? Well, that's double work. So I got the sprayer and a power wand. Instead of spraying the paint, it puts it into a roller. So it's non-stop roll. So you can roll, add as much paint as you want. It just makes it quicker. Of course, then for my closets and the ceilings, I will spray. I picked up a shorty handle or extension. So we will be spraying the ceilings, closets, what else? And I'll probably be spraying the trim and the doors. Because see, that's white. I don't have a problem spraying whites because it doesn't show, right? But you can't spray my walls because my walls are gray, and it'll change the tint of the paint. So the doors and trims, stuff like that, I'm not worried about that. I just worried about the walls. So anyways, so we'll get this out of the box. It comes with a wand and a hose. I think it's like a 25-foot hose. It's a basic sprayer. It's nothing real super fancy. You can change the tips, and you can add on to different stuff. But like I said, I'm just doing this to get a better quality paint job, save the company a little bit of money. Give me something to do. Actually, I should be painting the apartments anyways because I'm just down to 190 units now. But we still got the painter. He is painting, but it's the one that I'm doing now. We already have one of these apartments available, so it's no big hurry. And then the other one I'm doing, it's a semi-upgrade apartment. I'll be doing that, and I'm not rolling the freaking walls and the trim and all that stuff in that apartment because everything is original color. So all the doors are dark brown, all that stuff. So for me, I would much rather spend a couple $100s on something to make my job easier. I'm not doing this to save the company money. I'm doing this to save me labor. You know what I mean? Because I've got an issue with my arm now. I don't know what happened, but the muscle here, I can barely use it. So rolling all day long would just beat me down. The cut in for the walls, because I have to paint the ceilings flat. So what I'll probably do is once the paint cures up overnight, I'll go back through and tape in the ceiling, and that way I can roll it. My biggest problem is cut in. That's the only real drawback for me is horizontal cutting in. Verticals, I'll cut that crap all day long. But my verticals, which is your floor trim and ceiling, that always slows me down. My trim, I always hand paint my trim and then let that cure overnight, and then I come through and I tape off my trim with the roller paper like this. Let me get my, this is what I use when I'm doing my trim, because you pull it out and it adds the tape right to the paper. Now I've got this 9 inches of paper sticking out away from the wall. This is my drop cloth, you know, because I don't need drop cloths everywhere. I use this, and that's my drop cloth. Because when I'm done, I just throw it away. Cool. So I'll show you how I use this. It's 9 inch. You can get this in different lengths. You can get 12 inch if you want. You can actually get the plastic too. But since I'll be spraying the ceilings, my cabinet doors, my cabinets, it's busted. I'm gonna have to see if I can find another cabinet door for this. Yeah, that's a problem. So anyways, this was the EVIC unit. So for my cabinets and my refrigerator and stove, I've got plastic for that. I'll tape it off across the top. And that way I don't get anything on the cabinets or the appliances, because all this stuff is too tight for power roller. So I'll always cut this in and use my little roller. Where's it at? A little roller. I use a little one. I think that's like a 4 inch, and this is a 6 inch. These are what I always use to go around sinks, stuff like that. And my little pretty, this 3 inch tapered. I also got a big one. I bought a big 4 inch, big thick one, and I'll use that for cutting in the top. Also, when I do the cut in, let me see what it is. Also, when I do the cut in for the ceilings, this is what I use. It's a roller attachment, or I mean a extension attachment, and that way I don't have to get on a ladder and cut all that in. You know what I mean? I can cut in quicker with this. I'm on the ground and stick it in the bucket, whack it around, and then so it makes it easier on me. I always like painting. It's just a very time-consuming job. So let's do a walkthrough on the apartment. And so for the most part, that's going to have a flicker, but this doesn't have a flicker. Yeah, this is my DeWalt light. It's just a floodlight, 12 volt. But I don't own a pole, but I do have a lot of camera poles, so I just put it on the camera pole. It works. Plus, I already had it, and I didn't have to buy it. It's got a really good base to it, so because I almost thought about going to Home Depot and buying me a 12 volt pole light, and I thought, no, that's $200 some versus I already own that one. You know what I mean? That's all I need it for. So as long as I ain't got no big massive flicker in there. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and spray the ceiling, the closet. I always spray I always paint the closets flat. This right here, this is all metal. It's all jacked up too. But anyways, so yeah, this is all gonna get sprayed flat. It would be a good idea to paint those semi-gloss, the shelves, which is probably what I'll end up doing. I'll come back with the semi-gloss and roll the top of the shelves. But for right now, it's going to get sprayed white, flat. You can see how nasty that door is. This little closet will get sprayed black or flat. Same thing in here. And these will get painted semi-gloss white. Of course, the door too. But whew, good times, man. Good times. So that's about it. So I'll get to, we'll crack that, crack that sprayer out real quick and we'll go over. always comes with instructions. It comes with that's they spent some money on that, bro. You know, but it comes with all the instructions on how to clean it and preparation. I've owned quite a few of these sprayers, and then again, I am apologizing again for this freaking light. There ain't nothing I can do about it. Package wasn't fun to get into. Yeah, it's just, these are the little ones. These work great for what I'm doing. Just doing some basic painting. It comes with a nice hose. This is your cleaning solution. You always want to use this, always. It's got like an oil to it. So it helps to protect the little motor, the little compressor in there. This is what, and they even give you a hose attachment, you know, for cleaning that out. Cool. So it gives you all the instructions on how much oils to put in there, how to clean it, all that good stuff. Cool. Just follow the basic instructions on how to clean it. Like I said, it comes with your generic basic gun. This is a 551 spray tip. The 551, it doesn't say, I forget exactly how wide it is. I think it's like an 8-inch spread. I will be buying, there's a little one. It's different sizes, but I'm gonna buy the smaller one. It actually spreads out at 4 inches. Perfect for doing like cut in, doing trim, stuff like that. But the head swivels around. This is your nozzle. It just goes in the side, and then you always want to make sure you tighten it back up before you turn the machine on. One way's a spot, other way's a fan. So you got two different directions on your read the instructions, man. You know, but this is just a basic gun, nothing fancy, no swivel on it, nothing like that. The power wand comes with the attachment because what you do with the roller is it actually screws on here. That's the cool part about it. I'll show you. Take the nozzle off, set it down. Okay, so your gun, this little nozzle here screws on like so. And you can set that however you want. You should be able to turn it a little bit. And then this screws onto the gun. Get around here. Should be able to turn this. So anyway, yeah, that's basic. I gotta tighten it all up, but that's basically your setup right there. So you just pull the trigger and it adds paint to the roller. You can get extensions. There's a 40-inch extension. You can pick it up, but it squirts all the paint right out the roller edge. So you don't have to. The whole point in this is I don't have to go back to the roll bucket and get paint, put it on the wall, back and forth, back and forth. That cuts down a massive amount of labor. So that's about the general gist of it. I'll show you how to prime it up. You just stick this. It comes with a filter. Stick it in there. Put it on prime it out. I'll walk you through all that if you want to know it. If you don't, fast forward to the video. One of the really important things you always want to do, get yourself an extra bucket. You know, if you're getting started, if you have an empty bucket, that's fine. But you always want to put a strainer in there. It just goes over the 5-gallon bucket, and then you strain your paint through this, and it gets any boogers and stuff like that out of your paint. And then you can just pull this back out and put it back in the other bucket. I'll show you. This is about half a bucket. And all this is going to do is going to get any boogers out of the paint. And there's a lot of boogers in this paint. I can feel it. Because you do not want to suck the boogers. You don't want to suck it into the sprayer. It has 2 filters on it. one at the head and one at the gun, and you'll plug them up, and then you won't be able to get any spray out of it. So yeah, let's get as much, because I can reuse this bucket as my straining bucket. So I'll go ahead and skim all the paint I can off of the walls, and then we will just a little bit. Whew, smells like primer. Good time, bro. See, there's not a whole bunch of paint in there, but I'll show you. Once I get paint off my hands, then you pull this out and let that drain down, then you put it in that bucket once it's got all the paint drained out of it. That's a lot of boogers in that paint, bro. Beat on it, bro. Wow. Yep. So we'll just throw this over here, turn this around so we don't leave it down in the bucket, put a lid on it, and now we're ready to start spraying with this paint. This is just that's about 1.5 gallons. That might get that one closet done. Paint. I don't have extension cords, so I'm just setting it over here. And you can set it down in there, and this is your discharge line. Just stick it down in the bucket. Sometimes they should have a primer. On this machine, you have this little flip dial. You flip it up, and that's the prime. What it's going to do is it's going to pull paint out of here, run it through there, and put it back into the bucket. So when you're ready to start painting, all you gotta do is flip this little dial down, flip it down, and now it sends paint through the wand or the hose, and then you just set your pressure on how much pressure you want. And turn your head. Yep, that's a bit much. I always like to spray it in the bucket and get any boogers out. Once I've done that, you just turn the knob over to spray and go to town, basically. I'm gonna do an area where, it's just a test. You wanna see what your paint's gonna look like coming out of the head. That's not bad at all. I don't have any streamlines on it. The pressure should be okay for that. But you can also turn it up a little bit higher. Like I said, it's just a primer. This is just a primer coat. So let's go in the closet and paint. Since I am only doing a demonstration right now, I don't have my air mask on or nothing, but always wear an air mask when you spray because it ambers. It puts it out in the air. So this will be fairly easy. That's about the general gist of it. I won't do any more because I need to get my air mask, but because you don't want to be sucking that crap in your face, And my shoes, I need to cover my shoes, get my little monkey suit out. That gives you a general gist on how fast it was to spray that. Now, like I said, a flat, like a ceiling or doors, you can spray that and trim. No, you can spray that, not a problem. But when it comes to wall color, you never want to spray that because it changes the tint of the paint. It'll never match. Even though it's the same batch, you can go back and you're like, well, it's freaking same paint. That's why, because you sprayed it. So that's the reason why me and the painter's always getting into it. He's spraying everything. But cool beans?
Yeah, I got a little overzealous, man.
it's been a long time since I sprayed, so you know I just want to get it on. So yeah, I kind of oversprayed a little bit. Now go home with that in my nose today, but it's pretty nice, man. When you get to spray this, that only took just a couple minutes to spray all that. Well, I'm back from lunch. Got everything. This is my stuff. Got it covered up. Put the strainer in the paint bucket. Poured some paint in there. I've already painted this ceiling. It's pretty wet. It'd be good. The bathroom. I covered up plastic off the bathtub. This because it'll rain. It'll rain in there. So this is good to go. The ceiling's already done. Looks good. I've done this little ceiling here and that closet. Now I'm gonna do the big room. That's why I got my stuff covered up and taped off I just had to put something over it so that I wouldn't get paint all over the cabinets. Let's get spraying, bro. Alright, so I've got all my flats done. Now I need to hit the doors. If I can get the doors and the trim done, then tomorrow I can roll the walls. Cool? So now we have to transition from flat to semi-gloss. So what I'll do is I'll take this in the kitchen and I'll clean the intake hose out and the pump. And then I'll be able to run water through the hose to clean the hose out. Because you want to get the majority of that paint out of there. So that's what I'll do now. So what I'm going to do, set the bucket underneath here, take my clamps off. That way I can slide my hoses off. See? Pop the hose off. And then we'll take the hose in the kitchen and clean this out. This intake hose. We'll clean this out in the kitchen sink. Yeah, it is a lot of work to use the sprayer, but the time that you save and the labor, it's well worth it. The hassle of having to clean everything. To transition from one color to the other, yeah, it's a bit of a job. But I don't sweat that because I would much rather do it this way than rolling it. I just take the hose, put it on there and blow backwards. You can get a hold of it. Just want to get all this excess paint out of here. If it's a little residue, it's not going to hurt anything because you're going to white anyways. And you can always mix blend your paint a little bit in the gun. It's not a big deal. It's not going to end the world. We have to get all the excess paint out of the hose. That's usually a fun part. So all I usually do is I will, since I am transitioning to semi-gloss white, what I'll do is I'll hook it back up, put the suction tube into the semi-gloss white, and blow out the flat. It takes a second. But if it's a little bit of flat and a little bit of semi-gloss mixture, it's going to be so minute. That's what I'll spray the closet shelf with, or the back of closet doors. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'll do now. Well, I'm done for the day. So I got the ceiling sprayed, It's still drying. I got wet spots up there. I went ahead, I didn't tape off the door because I need to do that by hand. So I got all my whites done. The doors are sprayed. The doors has been sprayed off. Everything's been sprayed. So tomorrow is all I gotta do is roll the walls, man. It should take me a couple hours to roll walls, cut in, stuff like that. So, you know, I didn't get started on this, man, until, what time? I don't even think I got started painting until like 10. So, not too bad, man. You know, a couple hours. You do a lot of cleanup, man. I mean, a lot of freaking cleanup when you're doing spraying, multiple colors and stuff. So, it is what it is. So, I'm looking forward to tomorrow because I've never used one of them rollers. I'm looking forward to that. So, cool beans, man. So tomorrow we got, I got to go, I've got to go back over to the rehab bathroom because I get all the flooring today, and I got to put the bathroom together. I don't have to, but I'll probably do it tomorrow afternoon. I'm gonna go over here and get this rolled, get these walls rolled. We'll do that first thing in the morning. Then we'll go over and mess with that one. I got a couple of these, man, so cool. See you, bro.
You wanna praise God.